My connection to Yerushalayim is a very, very unique and special connection. In 1961, my father, Zichrono Livracha, took the family to Eretz Yisrael for the first time, for the summer. And on Tisha B'Av, we climbed to the roof of the Dormishan Abbey on Har Tzion, which was the closest that one could get at that point to the Kotel, to Har Habayit, but it was invisible. We were just told, it's over there. It was pointed out to us. And then, a little less than 6 years later, in 1967, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me the opportunity to return to Eretz Yisrael as a volunteer before the Six-Day War. We left America on Sunday, June 4th, our group of volunteers. The war broke out on Monday morning when we were in the air. We were able to arrive in Eretz Yisrael on Tuesday night, and my first full day in Eretz Yisrael, in Kibbutz Yavne, where I was a volunteer, was Wednesday, Kel Nekamot Hashem, Yom Revi'i, Kafchet B'Iyar, being able to listen on my little transistor radio to Rav Goren blowing the shofar at the Kotel, Har Habayit B'Yadenu, and then very soon afterwards, on the first Shavuot, when the Kotel was opened to the Israeli public, I joined with Keren B'Yavne to march to the Kotel, Davin Vasikin and Heichal Shlomo, that marched to the Kotel and went up, down into the valley and up into Gei Ben Hinnom and then up Har Tzion, passed by the Dormishan Abbey, which I had been at 6 years earlier, and went through Sha'ar Tzion on the way down to the Kotel. So the phrase, Yerushalayim habenuya ki ir shechuvra lo yachdav, to be able to be zoche, to have seen Yerushalayim in its separated state, and then to see it, Baruch Hashem, reconnected, is very, very, very meaningful to me. But of course the pasuk relates to a different level of chuvra lo yachdav as well, Yerushalayim shel mata and Yerushalayim shel ma'ala. I'd like just to speak about that for a moment. The Rav Zatzal gave his famous drasha called Dovid in the 50s, in which he enumerated 6 knocks, 6 defikot that HaKadosh Baruch Hu knocked on our door during the first 10 years of Medinat Yisrael, pointing out to us the window of opportunity if we'll just take the knocks seriously, and that we can take our history to a totally different level. And the knocks that he spoke about were in the areas of the political area, diplomatic area, theological, economic, military, Jewish pride. But we know that in Yahadut, 6 is a number that is waiting for a continuity. Kol hashivi'im chavivin. 7 is a sense of completeness in this world. Shabbos and Shemitah and Yovel and Sfirat HaOmer, etc., etc. And so there is a 7th knock that came only after the 6-Day War. The fulfillment of Ki Mitzion Teitzei Torah Udvar Hashem Mi Yerushalayim. That once we had Yerushalayim, there was an explosion of Torah to the sense of being able to export Torah. To export Torah for the first time since B'chiasa Rav LeBavel, for the first time in thousands of years, to be able to export Torah from Eretz Yisrael, all of the post-high school programs for men and for women, all of the chugim, the world that come to learn in yeshiva for a year or two after marriage, the Kollelim, the Kollel Torah Mitzion, the Gruss Kollel, all of this explosion occurred after the 6-Day War. And when Nistarim Darkei Hashem, we don't always understand the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but if we can sort of ask ourselves, like, why wasn't this knock part of the other 6 knocks? Why did it have to wait 20 years? Perhaps we can take as a model the word of Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky in his Emes LeYaakov as to why HaKadosh Baruch Hu decided to wait until the 2nd year that Klal Yisrael had left Mitzrayim before giving every tribe its degel, every tribe, its symbol, before telling every tribe where they are going to be in the encampment of Klal Yisrael, who is going to be with whom, who to the north, who to the south, who to the east, who to the west. Why didn't we leave Mitzrayim that way? All of that was known from the Levaya of Yaakov Avinu. We knew exactly where the Shvatim were going to be set up from the brachos of Yaakov Avinu. We knew what the Degolim were going to be. Klal Yisrael left biyad Ramah. Why did this have to wait 2 years? And Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky pointed out that a degel, that a place in an encampment, can serve as a dividing force. It can only come about once we have a centripetal force, something pulling everything together. After the Mishkan was created, then we can have degalim. Then we can have an encampment because everything is going to be united by the Mishkan. Perhaps that's the concept of Ki Mitzion Teitzei Torah U'Devar Hashem Yerushalayim. That only when Yerushalayim is in place can we have a situation of Kutchabrichu, Orais of Yisrael Chadhu. Can we have that exporting of Torah that rather than Lo Aleinu dividing Klal Yisrael will unite Klal Yisrael. Once we have a Yerushalayim, which is Lo Nischalka L'Shvatim, which is a city of Knesset Yisrael, a city of Klal Yisrael, no Egla Arufa, no Batei Arichoma, no Bayis Menuga, no Ir Nidachas, that we're dealing with that which is above the world of Shvatim, then that Torah which comes out of Eretz Yisrael, Ki Mitzion Teitzei Torah, and that Torah which comes out of Yerushalayim, Udvar Hashem Yerushalayim, can unite us all and bring us towards the next stage of a Geula Shlema. We should all have a very, very meaningful and happy Yom Yerushalayim.